So welcome back. This lesson you have to do a checkout again for version 0205, of course, if you're not already there. I want to do something special this time. I want to add some HTML to my page. So if you want to look at the localhost now, if you look at this is actual HTML that I'm adding directly to the page from the database. So this is an HTML string that I'm adding to objectives. Okay, let's see how we do this, because we have to do something called sanitize to make sure that the HTML that I'm sending is not malicious. Now, again, I'm sorry if it gets a bit complex, but you have to understand this to make sure that your code doesn't crap out and somebody inserts malicious code and destroys your page, and even worse, somebody's computer using some powerful JavaScript or something. So the first thing I've done is I've gotten into my CJS, and here I've added some objectives. Let me just show you what was here before. So it's just pure normal text here. Instead, I just want to add some real code here, some real HTML code. And I'm using UL as an unordered list and a few list items. Nothing dangerous here. This is all okay code to use as HTML. And let me just do the same down here with the second set of objectives, so we have it both places, and I'll just keep it as it is. Okay, so now I have objectives. That means that now whenever the database is seeded, it'll also add some HTML code into the objectives. And as you'll notice, I've done this for a lot of areas here. Most of it can be accepted as HTML, but some of it, when we start talking YouTube videos and iframes and stuff like that, that's more scary, and we'll get back to that later. But right now it's about objectives. So we have some HTML here and I want to present it. And I spent a lot of time figuring this out the first time I touched this in Angular.js, because we need to use something here called ng-bind-html. Okay, and what is ng-bind? Let's have a look. ng-bind-html. Evaluate the expressions and insert the resulting HTML into the element in a secure way. And this is what you need to read. A secure way. So it sanitizes this information. It makes sure that you do not get malicious HTML into your code. Okay, and that's really important. And you can talk about how we use the tags. There are a lot of papers about that. I don't want to go into that, but it's important to do this, that we include something called ng-sanitize. And luckily, as default in your app.js, that's already included, because the guys who built the Angular-fullstack knows that we need this if we want to read HTML directly into our HTML. Okay, so this is how you bind HTML into your page. Okay, meaning that I'm actually adding real HTML directly into my page from my model down here. Let me just copy the text that I'm adding so you can see it inside the code up here. Let me just add it above here just for a second. So I'm actually putting this code right in here by using ng-bind-html to the syllabus objectives. Now, if there was any scripting or malicious code in here, it would just ignore it. It wouldn't put it in there. So you're safe now doing this. That was the goal. So this means that now I can actually, when I save this, I can look at some HTML code inside my objectives here, which means that I'm pretty much done with this page. And now we can start looking into editing, deleting, updating, adding weeks, and complete this page in the next few lessons. See you next time.